All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. So, Deion Sanders is in the news, right?
He's been in the news a lot lately.
Well, winning.
With this whole football coaching thing.
He's used to being in the news, though. So that's not, and he's used to being controversial. So,
yeah, he has a big mouth.
Yeah, so this is not going to be nothing.
But I'm glad that
new for him.
Even with his big mouth, he's interesting. And because of all the crap that he's gone through in his life and even the ups and downs with his relationships, you do know he's definitely a father and takes care of his kids, and he's a good coach.
I take care of my kids.
Yes.
Where I get that from?
I don't know.
It's somebody who do that. They always, every time you say I take care of my kids, they always do. I take care of my kids.
It's a lady?
I don't forget. It's some comedian. I takes care of my kids.
Yeah, when you say an S on there, that means
right.
take care of your kids.
Who is that? If y'all know, comment down below. I takes care of my kids. And he's funny every time somebody, what'd you say, Mom? Whatever comedian is who he always being funny. He say black women when they talk about their kids.
Yes.
I takes care of my kids. Who is that comedian? Dang, I hate when I can't remember. Man or woman? It's a man, but he make fun of black women
and how we say.
Yeah,
that's with attitude.
Care of my kids.
That's with attitude.
But whatever. Okay. But anyway, he takes care of his kids. But remember, he had a reality show. Do you remember watching that reality show?
It was a very hot minute.
And he was married. That was his wife during that. Well, he was going through a divorce, I think, during that time.
I can't remember.
Show. Yeah, with the reality show.
Was he with Babyface's ex-wife?
They had started dating on the beginning of this reality show.
Okay.
What I got going on here? They got this big old window in front of you. Okay. Yeah, so he started dating her, Tracy, back then. That was a long time ago. And his kids was little. So for him to come out now, this is what you said the controversy is. He came out now and said Deion Sanders ranks his kids and says we all secretly do.
They got him on video.
Everybody got favorite kids. Everybody got the one they like the most.
And it's probably the way he worded it.
Everybody loves their kids. I think people get the word rank and love mixed up.
Well, he said love too. You love them in different ways. Let him say it. Hear what he got to say.
Oh, they show it on.
Yeah, they show him saying it
on the view.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Well, Deion Sanders, you know, his yeah. There we go. An amazing football man. It's just wonderful. Does all kinds of stuff. He's head coach of the Buffalo Bills now. And Colorado. Oh.
She said
Whoopie. Paper machete.
Not the same as paper machete.
She said Buffalo Bills.
The audience corrected her. That's why I was saying she said something wrong.
She's a whole nother league. That's the National Football League. That's a major team, not Buffalo Bills.
She read what she had what was written on her
paper. Somebody wrote Buffalo Bills.
Thank you, Whoopi, for saying I read
wow.
People be ready to crucify her.
Right. You know why? That's major.
I know, but
I know what you're saying.
She needs to look at her camera guy who's over all what they say and do.
Right.
And say, it's on you.
Right.
And she did.
But I'm saying, for you to say that, that's major. That's like saying Michael Jordan was in the news today, and y'all know he coaches for whatever. And we'll be like, what?
They have shown many times by not having writers.
Right.
They don't get the correct info.
So they don't have writers.
Because Alyssa, before you go into this.
Why you always
Alyssa, I got to touch. She made a general comment, and I remember you telling me differently. When that strike goes, when the country goes on, the government goes on strike, that Social Security checks won't come.
No, they do.
No. Alyssa said this on the TV show. And after a commercial, she had to come back and say, I was because I said to her, now listen, I went,
no, it does.
I said, no.
Because remember, I specifically, when we talked about it, looked up stuff that would affect us.
Yes.
Like mom.
So they writers not being there has messed them up a lot.
I said, does it affect Social Security? I wanted to know.
And you confirmed that.
Right. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Buffalo Bills. All right.
She got correct.
Can I have that?
Say again. We stand corrected.
Colorado. Gee, I wonder who told me this.
Colorado.
Thank you.
No, show me right.
That's a fair mistake she made because it's the Colorado Buffaloes. Buffalo Bills, Colorado Buffaloes, very similar.
Who cares?
No one cares.
Colorado.
Well,
Anyway.
somebody cared enough to tell me to correct me. Nobody cares. No.
Anyway.
But here's the point. He was saying that he ranks his kids. And people got very, very upset about that. They didn't like hearing that. Let's look at the clip.
My kids' rankings are tough. It's a serious run right now. It really is. It's a serious run right now. I'm the only one that's honest about ranking my kids. You guys act like you love all of them the same, and you don't.
I think
I like when he said that, though.
I think he being funny.
No, but I see what he's saying.
I know what he's saying, but you do love them all the same.
No, he said, y'all, when he made that comment that you love him, as far as...
He made a face afterwards.
Yeah.
That's why I said I think he's playing.
But Sarah was like, we do that in our family to this day. We're grown and we say, you are mama's favorite. Right. Daddy's loves you more.
Right. But here's the thing. He said that he wasn't joking when he said that. But then when somebody said, he said you love them all the same, y'all think you love them all the same, he made a face. Like, you do love them all the same.
Yeah, you do love them, but you because they're all your kids.
Right.
But I think about some of the parents who go, you just like your daddy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoopi had to come back and say, there was times my daughter was like,
She only got one.
I know. She said, I only got one. Sonny and Joy being the only child,
right? They had no choice but being the favorite, right? But Whoopi said, "No, my only daughter at times she was not my favorite." Right? Yeah. So I get it though. But I think people get the word love because when I say it, Mama like, "No, I don't have any favorite." No, we're not talking about who you love the most. You love all your kids. You love all your kids. You don't love one more than the other. But you do rank one that you like more than the other. Exactly. So, and I've always said with you on Mama and Daddy's side, you're number one. Because you said it with Daddy, and I didn't believe you at first until you started saying it. We had a situation happen that would make my dad mad, and I had to say I did it. And he didn't get as angry. So you're like, and there's families where there's some truth to that. There's the kid that everybody says you go tell them. Yeah. Because they're not going to yell at you or they like you more than they like everybody else. Exactly. And it could just be something as simple as that's the one they talk to the most. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who they talk to the most. They can relate to them better. But anytime you say that to parents, they're going to say, no, that's not true. No, I don't love one more than the other. The other thing that I laugh at when I think about this is the Kardashians. They always have a running joke on who she likes the most. Who does she like the most? Kris Jenner says, and she's funny. She be honest with them. It depends. That's what sometimes I like Kim better, and sometimes I like Chloe, or sometimes I like. She said and they'll be doing something on the Kardashians, yes, and her and Chloe will start talking to each other, go to spas and stuff, yes, and then she'll say, "Right now, I like you the best, Chloe." That's what Whoopi was trying to get the ladies at the table to understand. There's moments, yeah, and even Sarah said that this morning. She said her one little boy, I'm not liking him today because he just misbehaved. That's what we saying, Mom. There's times where you like one more than the other or something. Your love for them is the same. It's the same. But it's just one sometimes favors you more in that moment. I'm not going to go and eat at a restaurant with Mama. You will. And y'all will sit there and eat and talk and look at people. Talk about I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay. So it just depends. That's true. That's true. And then the same, and with Daddy, I have no idea. I think that's just because you're the firstborn. Yeah, I think because I'm a firstborn. Yeah, and you know what? He actually did take you places and stuff. Yeah, he did. So he took you. He didn't take me nowhere. I was his firstborn. Yeah, and you was with him. You was in the car with him. That was like a moment for him that he had a child. Yes, a little girl. Yeah, by the time I came, none of that. Because he renamed me. Right. This woman in here in the kitchen named me after my grandmother. And he said no. And my dad said no. I'm so glad he came to the hospital in time. So he was right. Thank you, Dad. So this article says any parent who has multiple kids has been asked that by multiple times. and any decent parent will tell them the same thing. I love you all equally. You got to. But behind closed doors... Do we secretly have a preference?
Oh, yes.
Are we rearranging them all the time like MySpace top 8? Yes. That's what I think.
Yes.
It changes.
It changes.
NFL legend Deion Sanders is doing just that, and he's calling out all parents who say they don't. I agree with him. They're not telling the truth.
Thank you.
And when you watched his show, his daughters were his number one. The boys were knuckleheads. So, and that's probably today. He probably loves his daughters are like probably angels to him.
That's true.
So, and then you always have a kid. It's like when you look at T.I. Yeah. I'm sorry, but the one that always gets in trouble, what's his name?
That little one? That middle one.
The middle one.
He's middle, the middle child.
There's no way in the world they love him, or not love, but like him more than the other ones. He's the most headache.
That's true. That's true.
And then Tiny, she has to say her daughter.
That little one.
No, Zanrique. Well,
the daughter?
The older one probably at one time, but probably the little one
and
now.
And then, too, they get older. So when they're all young, too.
Right.
And then we were talking about be careful, parents, when you have a second set of family. Mm-hmm. You got to love that first one the second one just as much as the first family. Because a lot of times you inherit children from another relationship.
Right.
Or you'll have kids with the second or third wife. You can kind of see the dynamics of
that's
their interaction with the kids.
Now, what this article is saying is he was talking about the football players. That's what I think they saying he was talking about.
Ranking?
Yeah, because it says here, Sanders is currently the head coach at Colorado, and the team's latest win came after his son, Shiloh Sanders, 23, forced 2 turnovers. Following the game, a reporter asked if that might just have Shiloh moving up on the rankings. He is moving up. He is moving on up like the Jeffersons. You're right. He's talking about his son. But my son, Shador, is straight up balling too. Okay. So he is talking about his family. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, he
but what if he was talking about the football players? Is that wrong?
Ranking them?
Who's your favorite?
I don't think he would say that.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a little controversial.
Well, it's controversial when he said it with his family.
Kids he can get away with because those are his.
Yeah.
But he's coaching everyone.
He said there's tough competition in the Sanders family, he said.
Yeah.
He added that his daughter, I don't know their name, Shalomi, I don't know, a.k.a. Bossy, came in and gave me the biggest hug and kiss and appreciation for Daddy that she could ever give me at the end of the game. So that was great. And he shouted out another of his sons, Deion Jr., for doing fascinating social work for his clothing brand, Well Off. It's tough. My kids' rankings are tough, he said. It's a serious run right now. It really is. And I like that because all of his kids are really good kids.
Okay.
They really are good kids. So he said, but he went on to call out other parents who don't rank their kids like he does, saying, I'm the only one that's honest and ranking my kids. You guys act like you love all of them the same and you don't. And I think he was being funny there.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all act like that. This isn't the first time Sanders has made his preference known. In 2022, he posted power rankings of all his kids on Instagram in celebration of his favorite son, Deion Jr.'s birthday. Though he since deleted that post, we still think it's tongue-in-cheek. It's clear there's plenty of love in the Sanders family.
Yeah.
Nobody in that picture looks like they's like, oh my God, I'm not number one.
Yeah.
So
Whoopi had to shout out that he takes care of his family.
I take care of my kids. I take care of my kids. So I just think that's funny.
It's funny, it stirred up a lot of people, but it made you think too, okay, you don't have to go verbatim with every word he says because you kind of know what he's saying.
Right.
And I'm grateful that Sarah at the table had an example with her kids.
Right.
As well as herself and her siblings.
Right.
She said, yeah, we may have to get some of us may take it serious and get some counseling. She said, if there is help out there for you, but if you got issues with your mom and dad and how they rank you.
And it's usually in big families.
Yeah.
If you only got one kid or two, then,
Because my mama was saying in her opinion with the Jackson family, she thought that Michael was really close to his mom. But who was her favorite, would you say?
That's a good question. Out of the boys, I would say Michael. Because he was probably closer to his mom than the other ones were. If you just looking at what they were dynamic.
He seemed like he was more sensitive.
Yeah.
Because he he took the verbal abuse a little harder.
Yeah.
So she cleaned
It do seem like she was closer to him. Yeah, because he loved his mom. And he always talked about his mom. Oh, the girl's Rebe, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Rebe was like her right hand.
Really?
Because Rebe said she helped her mom.
Because Latoya seemed like she gave her problems.
Latoya seemed like and then I think Jan was so young.
Yeah.
I really think Rebe and Michael, if I had to guess. Now, as far as boys, I don't think none of them was close to Joe. The closest would probably be
maybe the oldest, Jermaine or something. He understood
Who always
him.
took up for him? Jermaine, maybe?
He seemed like he understood him because Jermaine had the same ethics.
I think he might have taken up for him the most, so he might have been the closest to him.
Maybe.
We just guessing.
I know.
And we haven't seen Miss Jackson, so I wonder how she's doing.
She's not well.
We don't know. She's 90 some years old. They're not showing her at all, so we'll see. But I don't have a problem with what Deion
he got beat down for that comment.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. People always beating people down for stuff. Speaking of beat downs.
This dude supposedly has a girlfriend, y'all. Research and see. He says he has a female he's been dating.
I told you I feel like all of the guys that's in the
Republican
and the Democrat, I think all of them are gay. That's my opinion.
Really?
I'm not basing that on anything. I just think they are.
I don't think they're
gay.
I
am basing it on something.
First of all, I've never. I just don't think he's telling the truth.
They are.
That he's involved in a real relationship.
They know. It's like pastors and ministers. They can't say anything. Or people in
so
church.
They're closet.
Their closet. The gospel artists. They can't verbally, but everybody can see it. It's like, but they verbally can't say it because I don't know what is going on with our world, but as long as you don't say it,
it's understood.
It's like everybody can say it, but as long as you don't say it, then that's fine.
We don't speak about
Isn't that something?
It's an unhidden something. It's like the elephant in the room, and we just ignore it.
Just don't say it. If you say it, then everybody has to now we gotta deal with it. Which to me it shouldn't matter, but that's just how people are. Human nature, I guess.
True.
Tim Scott. Well, the only reason why I'm talking about this not because of his buzzer teeth, beaver teeth. He looks like a beaver. Okay. Not because of him. And I used to like him. You notice I call people names once I don't like them anymore.
Past that that line where you're now saying.
So if you watch our show and you say she always talking about people,
you say he's a bubblehead.
I talk about people once they come off my list of liking them.
Were you always liking bobblehead Candace? Did you like her before?
But I didn't talk about her.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people, like I like Nikki Haley right now. Now, if I stop liking her, I'm going to find a name for her.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
But anyway, and then I didn't know she was involved in this. But let's see what this is me pulling this article up. So let's all look at it at the same time. NBC News, CNBC News. Tim Scott and Nikki Haley attack the unions as the United Auto Workers strike threatens to escalate ahead of the GOP debates. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina said striking workers should be fired, pointing to President Ronald Reagan's termination of striking air traffic controllers. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley on Tuesday has proclaimed she is a union buster. Former President Donald Trump is courting the UAW endorsement while at the same time attacking the union leadership.
He's supposed to be showing up at the thing, isn't he?
The UAW strike could escalate ahead of the Republican primary debate next week. Well, Donald Trump knows how to do both sides. He plays both sides.
The union leaders saying we don't want politics in this. They all saying please stay away.
Well, they have to because they have to make everything political.
They was like, please stay away.
Just like some people in our comment section. Everything is political. I post, name something you don't want to step on in the middle of the night. Most of us say Jack's, toys.
A Lego toy.
Of course, some people say, I don't want to step on a Democrat. I don't want to step on a Republican. Name
what are
something.
they doing in your house?
It could be anything. Name something. Give me a question. Name whatever.
Name a color that you do not like wearing.
I don't want to wear blue because that's the liberal Democrat color. You couldn't catch me in red because that's the fascist Republican color.
Name a hairstyle that you really enjoyed wearing.
I really enjoy wearing a beehive until I found out that Hillary Clinton with her liberal self wore a beehive 30 years ago. So now I no longer like them.
So everything is politics.
Everything is politics.
I don't get it. This is everyday life. That means that you're absorbed in this whole politics
absolutely ridiculous.
That if your answers to everyday life situation is politics, then you really need to take a break.
Everything.
A vacation.
Everything.
Away from social media, away from TV. Don't listen to no news.
So, of course, they're going to bring this into politics.
Wow.
Everything has to be political.
Well, you know what? Everyone wants
You want turkey for Thanksgiving?
Think about this
Thanksgiving? No. Because the Democrats, because of them, no one can afford a turkey.
Yeah. But think about this. It makes sense. If any of these candidates, even Vivek Ramaswamy, if they can meet and involve themselves in this whole UAW thing, and it helps.
Yeah,
that's their commercial for life.
And I will always make fun of his name, Akuma Makata.
Ramaswamy.
Akuma Makata. Because he said racism, is a unicorn. White supremacy is a unicorn.
It's like a unicorn.
So Kemosabe, I don't want to hear from him. I haven't heard from him anymore.
I haven't heard. What's
he
going
disappeared.
On? Where's he at? He's not on the stage.
Akuma Matata's not here anymore.
Where's the spotlight at? Come on, hey.
Because he got beat up.
Watch me.
You know why, don't you? Because he loved Trump so much, and then everybody started digging up all these old tweets of him, dogging him out, and Trump said, "Get off my land." All right. Several Republican presidential candidates have gone on the attack against the unions in response to the United Auto Workers strike, despite strong support for organized labor among the American public. The two GOP candidates who have taken the hardest line are from South Carolina, a state with a notorious and anti-union reputation. The Palmetto State has become a hub for foreign automakers that have taken advantage of the South's lower labor costs. That's why. So they make a lot of foreign cars in the South. So it would make sense that they would be against the American strikers. Mm-hmm. Senator Tim Scott on Monday said striking workers should be fired, saying he would emulate President Ronald Reagan, who terminated more than 11,000 striking air traffic controllers in 1981. Ronald Reagan gave us a great example when federal employees decided they were going to strike, Scott told voters in Iowa. He said, "You strike, you're fired." Simple
that sounds like Reagan would do that.
You know.
You strike, you fired.
Nancy and I discussed it. If you strike, you're fired.
You're out of here.
So I guess he wasn't for actor striking, I guess. That's before his time.
You know what? Yeah, because he's an actor.
Him and that monkey.
God
that he wasn't. The monkey would strike too.
That's a good one.
President Ronald Reagan. Okay, all right. To the extent that we can use that once again, he said, absolutely. Former Governor Nikki Haley on Tuesday proclaimed she was a union buster, pointing to her record of recruiting foreign car manufacturers such as Mercedes-Benz and Volvo to her state. I didn't want to bring in companies that were unionized simply because I didn't want to have that change the environment of our state, Haley said during an interview with Fox News. Haley said President Joe Biden had emboldened this strike by proclaiming is the most pro-union president in American history. He is one of the most pro-union presidents in history.
For the union label.
She said the striking auto workers' demands for 40% pay raise will drive up prices.
40%.
40%.
That's what they want. And I believe the leadership of the car places, they were saying 20 or something. It wasn't 40. They said we don't have 40. We don't have that amount to give you guys. Why are they asking for 40?
Scott and Haley are taking a hard line against organized labor despite the fact that 2/3 of Americans approve of unions, according to a Gallup poll. Most of us do approve of unions. because we feel like a lot of these companies will take advantage of you if you don't.
A union protects
But we
you.
also believe that you can't ask for something that's just unrealistic.
But that's the scary thing, because when I watched the teachers, the Chicago public school, when it's been known that they would strike every year. People would be just waiting for them to strike. Are you guys going to strike again?
Mm-hmm.
And you sit and you, as a union, part of that union, you're hoping and praying that we're negotiating for the better deals, but it's not over the top.
Right.
Where, like Reagan would have done.
Right.
Where we are let go. They won't care about us.
It says Scott and Haley are taking a hard line against organized labor, despite the fact that 2/3 of Americans approve of unions. The UAW strike also enjoys solid support, with 54% of U.S. adults approving the work stoppage, according to a Morning Consult poll. The auto workers' strike could escalate ahead of the Republican primary debate next week at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library.
The 25th, I think.
Let's see. Well, Trump, for his part, is skipping the second debate. We already know that.
You don't need to go to any of
them.
To
visit Detroit and speak with the union members.
Yeah,
Trump is courting a UAW endorsement while at the same time attacking the union leadership. He's an idiot.
Isn't he?
Why would they support you?
Thank you. If you have any attack against them, why would they shake your head and say,
the auto workers are being sold down the river by their leadership, and their leadership should endorse Trump, the former president told NBC News. Trump claimed that Biden push to transition to electric vehicles will result in manufacturing jobs shifting to China. That I agree with. If Biden on one hand, that's why I told you I don't really like him either. On one hand, you love the union, you're supporting the union, the auto workers and all this. And then on the other hand, you're pushing for electric cars where the batteries are made in China. So if we all do go to electric cars, these guys gonna lose their jobs anyway.
I know with AI, they'll lose their jobs too. Future.
First of all, I don't know why I always have to say this. The same thing I said with the writers' strike. I'm torn between striking because you have a giant robot standing behind you,
waiting.
Just
to take
think of Terminator 2, and you complaining about something, and Terminator 2 is standing behind you.
We were talking the other day about the type of jobs out there that if they strike, it would be a big problem.
Yeah.
And one of them is the garbage collectors for the city.
Yeah, we won't even look at that.
We really got to sit and go, ooh,
yeah. There's some people,
Lord, you can't have the garbage on the street.
There's some people who can never strike.
They can't strike. They go in there with their union and they'll go, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever you
But I was asking you about the car thing, this whole UAW. First of all, we got so many cars that's on car lots. Is it enough if they never come back to work again?
Right.
People buy foreign cars.
Well, that's what Nikki Haley and them are saying. Well,
you got Hondas and whatever.
Justice for All is saying he obviously knows nothing about collective bargaining rights. That's where I said I'm torn. Because I do believe in unions and striking in the sense that one person going into the office and yelling, nobody cares about what you say. But if all of us collectively go in and say something, then people will listen to you. You have a bigger voice. But the problem you have is, are they going to call your bluff? Are you bluffing as far as striking? How long are you willing to strike? Mm-hmm. And if they do replace you, was it worth it?
Well, the union dues that they take from everybody is paying them. It's not as much, of course, that they do get a little payment while they're on this strike thing. But to your point, as part of a union, you have to trust that your leadership is speaking on your behalf. So that part,
I agree with Comover. You could be, the workers could be right in what they're feeling, but are the leaders telling them what they want to hear, or are they telling them something realistic? In other words, if we're saying we're all going to be firemen or whatever, and we want to go on strike, all the firemen in the world go on strike, and the leadership says yes, and the firefighters are saying, we want 40% more. We've looked at the books. We saw that they made blank, blank, blank. And we want a piece of that. We want some of that money. Mm-hmm. And the leadership is saying, okay, well, if that's what y'all want, we're going to go in and get. Mm-hmm. Or are they standing in front of them saying, just so you know, they're really looking to replace all y'all with an AI. This might not be a good time to ask for. They're taking all that extra money that they're getting and they're building up robots to do your job.
I don't think they are, because being part of a union, you do have your private conversations as union.
Right.
They tell you what the agenda is going to be,
right,
and what they're going to be discussing.
Right.
And they want everybody. If they
so
have
the leaders
questions,
don't tell them what to think.
The leaders are listening to the workers. They listen to all of us. They come back like the Chicago school public school
and
thing,
say this is what they
said they can give us. Okay. Instead of 40, they can say 25.
Okay.
Where's everybody on there? No, we want to.
But do they tell them? But do they tell them? I know it looks like they can give you 40, but the real thing is they won't.
They give you realistic.
Okay.
They put you on a path to be realistic on what we can possibly get, because of this is what they made.
Right.
This is what they've been giving us.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big gap. And they can give us the 40.
And do they tell you if they replace you and fire you like Reagan did?
Well, they're not going to say that.
Are you going to be okay with that?
I guess they do prepare you for the worst.
Do they prepare you for the worst? That's kind of what I'm saying.
I think they do.
As long as
they don't meet our needs with it,
then
what's the worst that can happen to our union?
Then we're out.
They can dissolve us. I don't know, legally can they?
No, I'm saying fire you.
I don't think they legally can fire you.
Then how did Reagan fire you?
Don't they? I don't know how. I think he threatened them, didn't he?
No, he fired them. I remember
that. I don't think he fired union people.
I remember that. I remember when the airline strike and he fired all of them.
Well, you guys tell me who have understanding with unions.
Was that because it was airline and maybe that's more U.S. or something? Government? I don't know.
That's a good question, because how much as a union legally?
Is it legally? Can they legally fire everybody that strikes?
Exactly.
Can they legally fire you if you strike? If y'all know the answer to that, comment down below.
Like if you are on strike and the union is representing you,
can you be fired?
Can you be fired by that? By who though? Because he's the president.
No, the CEO of the company.
No, I'm saying, did he do it because he's a commander?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Like the CEO of that company has no leg to stand on.
But the government can fire.
The government can step in.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Well, the government, I'm sure, for the airline, because that affects us.
It does.
That directly affects us getting from part 1 A to B.
Maybe it's
and that's different. Giant head Tim Scott. You keep using Ronald Reagan as an excuse. The airline strike is different. People have to go see their families. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on that people got to get from point A to point B, where the president would have to step in and say something. You don't just speak for a company, which means he does take the company side over the worker side. And Nikki Haley basically told you she does. She said, I didn't want any of that in my state, so I hired all foreign car makers.
Wow.
I don't even agree with the... Now, does she not agree with all unions or just car unions? That's the question they need to ask her on the stage when she's up there. Do you believe in teachers' unions?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Don't just take...
Because I'm part of a union with
work at home.
With the health care. Yeah.
So my thing is,
wow.
The question to ask them at the Republican debate, are you anti-union or are you anti-United Auto Workers Union?
Okay.
That's two different answers to that question.
Yeah, because they did mention on the news briefly that some foreign car plate dealers foreign car companies are manufactured here as well, where the union hurt them. And they said not really right now, because they have a lot in stock right now to cover the cars that are being produced on their end.
And I worked at a car company.
You worked at a foreign car company.
No. Oh, yeah, German. And some of the parts went to American cars.
Yeah.
So they could just keep producing parts. That's what my assumption is.
One thing that you told me, she used to work for a German company other than the car dealer. They had a different health care. I'm saying...
yeah. They changed to Mexican.
Foreign companies, a lot of times in our country,
yes,
they will carry on their health care and everything else like that country does.
Exactly.
Because her health care was totally different than mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who are you working for? They're German.
They're German company.
And I'm like, Oh my God! Stationed in Illinois, in the States,
and they also gave a lot of money.
Yeah.
When the company was doing well, they paid out a lot of money.
They paid out a lot of money.
So that's what my question would be to Nikki Haley and to Giant Head. Well, he said something. I don't like him.
Okay.
But my question to Nikki Haley, I don't even want to ask him nothing. Okay. But you know I've been looking at Nikki Haley lately.
Exactly.
So my question is to Nikki Haley.
What's her stand?
Are you an anti-union or are you anti-car union? The United Auto Workers, because you don't like their leadership, what Trump is saying, and how they you don't like the way that they running things.
Okay.
Or are you anti-union, period? That would be my question that I would have.
That's a good one, because this is dealing with the UAW specifically.
Yeah. Justice, Emerald says, hey ladies, Justice for All says it depends on their contracts, on whether they can be fired.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't know what Reagan had involved in that airline one.
Yeah.
But because it's airline and it affects the country, the world, I don't know. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Their contracts probably would state that.
Well, it says Pence echoes Trump's links UAW strikes to Biden's electric push. Good for Beijing, bad for Detroit, which is what I'm saying ultimately.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that Biden needs to stay out of it.
But why can't we have the same? Why does things have to be created in China? Why can't we duplicate that here?
Well, now you sound like a Republican.
But no, it's a very good question.
You're right.
Because if you got the foundation,
it's cheaper.
See, we so cheap. We
no. If you got somebody working for $1.50 an hour,
we going. I didn't like when my old company would do offshore. They would have our customer service people. Well, we're not really our customer service people. That's what we shined on.
Right.
We kept that in the country.
Right.
But a lot of stuff was offshore.
Everything is. I laugh because we drive for Uber and
Uber's offshore
and Grubhub. And now remember that one old lady? She was so mad. I'm gonna call and write down. Well, go ahead, sister. They're located in India.
She was gonna call and report us.
You're not reporting. Okay, let's do a public service announcement, because I always have to do an Uber Eats public service announcement to people and Grubhub.
Okay,
all right.
Uber may be changing because all the commercials like P. Diddy and all of them are.
You guys, we drive for all of them. Our boss is a computer
offshore.
No, is a computer.
Oh well.
Okay.
Offshore though answers.
And there's like 2 or 3 guys at the top who created Uber. They're the billionaires. They rake all the money in, right? And they click a little button, and the button says react and go out and deliver this food. And restaurant, you click a little button, which means you got the order. And then you click a little button saying you're going to pick up the order. And then you click a little button saying you're going to drop it off. And then you guys come in at the end, the people. You click a little button. Oh, great. Everything was wonderful. Even when you say it wasn't, nobody cares. Now, unless 100 people,
it has to be a lot of
say
people.
That's a horrible driver.
Yes,
nobody.
Restaurant is just not doing.
We've heard drivers cuss people out. We've heard drivers
steal people's food.
We've called people and say, "Do you have a tip for me?" And the person will say, "What?"
and don't come.
And they say, "I'm not bringing your food if you don't have a tip."
We've had our foods taken.
So it's a computer, guys. Yeah. And when we call for an issue, India always picks up.
They're offshore.
I've called and heard chickens in the background.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What the heck?
Hello. Yeah. Okay. So restaurant closed. Yeah. Can you cancel this order and take it off of my screen? Oh, okay. Yes. I'll push button. Hold on.
Chickens in the background.
So when that old lady who we had 2 weeks ago was fussing because we had to drive over the blacktop to get into an old senior citizen building.
Right.
You guys are driving and we couldn't do anything.
The lane.
I'm going to call Uber and complain. And I gave her a first, last name, everything you need, lady.
And the phone number.
And I told her to take a picture. And we stood there and smiled. I said, you want to do a video so you can have both?
Right. Lady, you are not going to get anywhere. And especially with her complaint.
Thank you.
It was basically, we were blocking a street to let food off for an older person.
Who couldn't go out into the thing.
Oh, Lord help us.
But anyway, I agree. Everything is going foreign.
Yeah.
Nobody, you talking about why things
we're trying to do everything America.
Nah.
America grown, America labels, America bring things back into our country and quit doing things offshore because it's all money related.
Well, we'll see.
Because that's control. That's giving them more control in these countries. So, but
I told you China owned half our country.
I know.
That's why I laugh when people keep making fun of China and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, you guys really don't realize how much China owns, do you?
Yes. In
but
Japan.
Anyway, I think people, they don't know. They don't know
we
because
don't they don't
see it on CNN or Fox News.
Until you
so they don't understand. They're not even thinking of right now there's a war going on in Russia. Like in their minds, it's so
you can only absorb so much though.
They can't, if I was to sit and go, you do realize that NATO is firing on Russia and that buildings and gas stations is blowing up. It's so foreign to them because it's not on CNN and Fox News and MSNBC every morning. So it's not called in their minds until there's a headline that says World War III. Mm-hmm. They don't believe that it's World War III.
Trump is thinking World War II. They laughed at him today.
He thinks that it's World War II and he's still running against Obama.
That's our commander-in-chief. Mom, did they talk on the news about there's another American that's in Russia trying to get out?
That guy that's been there,
he's in jail.
Oh, there's a new one?
A newer guy.
Oh,
they didn't say nothing? No. Okay. Why would anybody even go to
Russia? Why would you even go to Russia?
I wouldn't have nothing to do with that country.
All right.
Even business. I don't care. Videos, zoom in.
Thank you. Ooh. So we'll see. I want to find out from Nikki Haley. I might even write her campaign and say, is Nikki Haley pro-union or anti-union or against the United Auto Workers Union? What's her stand? Okay. Now, Beaver Teeth, he pretty much said what he thinks.
He's trying to do a Reagan.
He's trying to fire people. And he's a nut job. How are you going to create jobs and fire people?
He's firing them because they're going against the grain.
But yet he wants to create jobs.
He's almost saying, here's another thing too that
That's a great answer to become president of the United States.
Listen to this though. How many people are out of work? How many people that's on that picket line can be replaced?
Well,
we're not talking about AI. We're not talking about the future computers that will do their job. I'm talking about people who are at home, fathers who are going, dang, where I'm going to work.
Why don't you say that? Instead of saying firing people, why don't you say, we got about, I looked in Detroit, I got some statistics here that shows that there's about 20,000 single men or men that are out of work.
I need work.
I'll fire those 20,000 and let's replace them. Something. Even though that's a dumb
and we'll
thing.
Take the contract that they're not willing to work with and we'll take it. We'll do the $10 an hour. They want 25 or 30. Right. When people start really feeling the pain on even this kind of stuff, it's gonna really hurt.
Now I would even say that's a knucklehead, but at least he would say something other than firing them.
Yeah, a plan.
He's a dummy.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Speaking of dummy, I used to like him too.
Oh, you don't like him no more?
I used to like Elon Musk.
Well, since he put this out,
what happened to Elon Musk?
He's a billionaire. He doesn't need any more money.
I think you know why I think I liked him. I think I liked him in the beginning because we didn't really hear from him. Now we're hearing from him all the time.
It's good when he's not talking.
Yeah.
When he's practicing to do that fight with what's his name?
Bill Gates. Yeah. The less you hear from him, we don't care about his fake meat and all that stuff. But if you keep talking all the time, then people gonna be like, what's going on with your fake meat and all this other stuff going on?
You shut up, sir.
So that's what's going on with him. But then on the other hand, some people agree with what he's doing right now.
Why?
Elon Musk says that Twitter, now X, is moving to a monthly subscription fee and has 550 million users. Think about it. Even if not even 1% say, okay, I'll pay, he's made his money back. He don't need 550 million of y'all suckers on there. He don't have to have all of that.
What's his goal?
He says that the reason why is because a lot of robots, and he's right, a lot of robots have taken over social media. So like if you, let's say, and they spam your accounts. So if I put up something, a post, and I have 1 million followers or whatever, oh, I hate you. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're bald head. Oh, and it's spam, 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 spam. And your real fans, their voices aren't getting heard because all these robots are in there making comments that people are programming. So what he's saying is, if I charge a subscription, that will eliminate a lot of these robots because that's real people, accounts. Okay. It's not just any account you make up.
How is it that we're not able to stop those robots?
You can't.
You can't?
They've been trying. And then the other thing is, a lot of people have fake accounts.
Yeah.
They'll have their real account, and then they'll have 2 or 3 or 4 fake accounts, and they'll go up under our things and make comments. And see, we can't say anything because they have fake accounts. It's not a real person. But if you got to pay for that fake account, you may not be so quick to get it.
How much you think he'll be charging as a subscription?
He said he's not going to charge a big amount. So what does a billionaire think is
paying for Hulu and Netflix?
He's probably going to charge like maybe $3 a month or something, or $1.99.
That adds up.
Tesla, SpaceX, and X-Corp leader Elon Musk and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin, whatever his name is, spoke in a live stream about artificial intelligence and Musk's plans for X, formerly Twitter. Musk said X is moving to having a small monthly payment for use of the X system, and said that social network now has 550 million monthly users. Musk also defended himself against criticism that he and his social network spread hate speech and anti-Semitism after he threatened to sue the Anti-Defamation League and made disparaging remarks about George Soros. Elon Musk discussed his plans for Twitter. So apparently, I guess he's saying that they're tired of all of these fake spam accounts. Musk did not say how much a new plan would cost users of the social network, or what the other features would or would not be included with the payment. Now, if you're going to start charging people, you better have some good features. That's my opinion.
Like what, though? What do you mean, good features?
You got to have something. I don't know. Let him figure it out. It can't just be going and posting pictures and stuff.
I thought he had already upgraded Twitter with this X.
He is, but he's saying that it's still a lot of robots.
So for me
in
to
there.
pay, you're saying
Musk did not disclose how many of the company's monthly users are authentic versus bots. He also did not make an apple-to-apple comparison with metrics previously used by Twitter. So he's an idiot. That's all I'm saying. Show some numbers. If you show some numbers, people might listen to you.
Right.
He's not showing any numbers. He's just saying it off his head.
I'm going to charge everyone.
Right, and we're supposed to believe him. But my thing is, you don't have to go on any of these social medias. I used to tell people that all the time who complained about Facebook.
That's true.
Why are you on Facebook complaining about Facebook?
Don't go on Facebook.
I know people who aren't on Facebook.
And there's people that you're telling me on Facebook who has their accounts set up where you can't post at all on their page.
Exactly.
Or they only doing to their friends. Or
and
whatever.
I have a little suggestion for y'all, and I've said this and we haven't even done it yet. If you're posting pictures on Facebook and any of these social media platforms, and that's the only picture you have, you might want to start downloading your pictures.
What do you mean?
And putting them on some kind of a flash drive. Because there's nothing that can stop either a hacker or somebody from destroying all of these social media networks. Okay. You'll lose every picture you have loaded on there. Or they can start charging. Mark Zuckerberg can start charging for Facebook.
Oh. Just like this guy.
Just like Elon Musk
is trying to do.
So, and I said this with even us. We got to do this. You got to go through, because we put our vacation pictures and stuff on there. You got to start going through your pictures, guys, and you got to start downloading them and putting them on flash drive. If you want to save the picture. Now, if you don't care about the pictures that you're taking, then you don't need to do that.
That's true.
But if you care about the pictures, a lot of y'all got one and only pictures on there.
Because some of the people take their pictures with their phone,
and they post it right on there.
They'll post it, and then they don't have that phone anymore. Maybe 5 years later,
and you don't have a physical picture. So that's my suggestion.
Okay.
Or do a physical picture. Like I printed some pictures off of my mom the other week.
Right.
She liked some pictures that our cousin posted, and I printed them out at Walgreens and then she has the physical picture.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, you either need to do a print set of your pictures, your vacation pictures or whatever, or download them on some kind of flash drive or something.
Okay.
Don't just put your whole life on Facebook and Instagram and X and all of this.
These platforms.
And you trust these platforms.
But it's interesting to see. It will be interesting to see what subscription amount.
Right.
Elon can take literally $1 million.
Yes.
And invest in this robot connection thing too.
Yeah.
Why charge us?
I don't know.
If you really want to take care of your site.
He said he want to get rid of the robots. In other words,
can he pay to do that himself?
No, because in order to get rid of the robots, they can't pay for a subscription.
Oh.
That'll get rid of robot accounts.
So a real person will be paying
for
from
it.
A certain account.
Exactly.
Because our subscriptions are coming from an account every month.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go right into cyber attacks. Since I'm talking about cyber attack, and you may be losing your pictures if anybody decides to cyber attack you.
What happened to these two Las Vegas?
2 Las Vegas casinos fell victim to cyber attacks, shattering the image of casino security. A persistent error message greeted Dulcie Martinez on Monday as she tried to access her casino rewards account. Ooh. That's odd, she thought. Then she toggled over to Facebook to search for clues about the issue on a group for MGM Resorts, international loyal members. There she learned that the largest casino owner in Las Vegas had fallen victim to cybersecurity breach. She immediately checked her bank statement for credit card link to her lawyer account. Now she was being greeted by 4 new transactions that she did not recognize.
So hackers?
Hackers. Charges that she said increased with each transaction from $9 to $46. She canceled the credit card. See, they'll do small little amounts too that you may not even notice.
They did that to us when we were in Africa.
Unsettled by the thought of what other information the hackers may have stolen, she said she signed up for a credit report monitoring program, which would now cost her $20 a month. It's been kind of an issue for me, she said, but now monitoring my credit, and now I'm taking these extra steps. MGM Resorts said the incident began Sunday, affecting reservations and casino floors in Las Vegas and other states. Videos on social media showed video slot machines that had gone dark.
Oh, Lord.
Some customers said their hotel room keys weren't working. They couldn't get back into their hotel room.
That's not good. That's hacking.
Others said they were canceling their trips for the weekend. The situation enters its 6th day on Friday. 6 days. We got our people trying to get rid of these hackers.
Where is it? Oh my God.
With booking capability still down and MGM Resorts offering penalty-free room cancellations through September 17th. A company spokesperson declined Friday to answer questions from the Associated Press, including what information had been compromised or breached. By Thursday, Caesars Entertainment, the largest casino owner in the world, confirmed it too had been hacked. The casino giant said its casino and hotel computer operations weren't disputed, but couldn't say with certainty that personal information about tens of millions of its customers didn't go on the breach. The security attacks triggered an FBI probe and a public perception that casino security requires Ocean's 11-17 effort to defeat it. When people think about security, they are thinking about really big supercomputers, firewalls, a lot of security systems, a computer science professor said. It's true. The casino giants like MGM and Caesars are protected by sophisticated and expensive security operations, but no system is perfect. They've hacked into our government. What makes you think they can't hack into a casino?
Thank you.
Hackers are always fighting, she said, the 0.0001% weakness. Usually that weakness is human related.
Yeah.
So there you go. Security. Now, we talked about this, and I told you as far as us being preppers. I keep telling y'all, in my belief, I have nothing to say substantiate this, but I really believe that we are going to be hacked in the future. And our banking system will go down, our grid will go down. And when I say our grid, I mean your electric, your water, all of that is on a grid. It's on a computer system. And it may be a foreign country that might do it or whoever. But you can't rely on everything being computer. Mm-hmm. You got to go back to some things that are basic.
Back in the days.
You got to. You got to be able to survive. If your electricity and your water went off now, how long could you survive, guys? A week? A month? 3 months, 6 months, a year.
To use your bank cards.
You can't get money off of a card. You have cash. Mm-hmm. The gas pump won't work because it's computerized. So you can't get gas. How many things in your house are ran by the sun that are solar? Mm-hmm. You need to have all this stuff you need to have. You need to have a solar generator. You need to have solar flashlights. You need to have you need to start drawing from the sun. And wind. Because somebody was like, well, what if it's a cloudy day? Well, there's windmills.
There's no sun to do your solar panel.
You know you can get a windmill, a small windmill off of Amazon.
You see those in certain fields. Those windmills.
And then water. Yeah. Water is a natural movement of whatever.
But aside from that, my question is, even with our computer, where we're at as far as the knowledge mm-hmm. of handling these hackers mm-hmm. and having I know, like you're saying, it's not going to be 100%
right.
Secured, but at least having a team of people.
Exactly.
Y'all remember that movie, Catch Me If You Can?
Uh-huh. And they hired him?
The character, the guy that played him.
Right.
The person that was doing all of this.
Right.
Back then. That was back in the late, early 90s.
But they hired him to do it.
No, we hired him.
Right.
I know the government did
right.
too. He came to our company when I worked there and mm-hmm. Talked about security, talked about how he was able to get in and get out. And as a trade-off, the government said, we won't put you in jail if right. you work with us.
Right.
Because they knew that they had a really smart man at that time that can help with these making things secured. And we were a credit card company, okay. so we really needed his help. Mm-hmm. So my question is, how did this happen?
Right. They still try to figure it out.
Like, do we not have wise people that can detect,
right?
Where it's coming from with IP address or whatever mm-hmm. to block it, to shut it down?
They trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Colleen says, hello, ladies, in chat.
Hey.
All right, so I'm briefly going to mention because we're behind time. Donald Trump. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because he's a moron, like we always said. Mm-hmm. Trump wrote, okay, you don't know this? Mm-mm. He actually wrote to-do lists to his assistant on some of the documents.
What do you mean
on the back of them?
He used it as paper?
He used it as scratch paper.
So not only did he take the classified documents,
he used it as scratch paper
and housed them in his home, he actually wrote on some of them.
His assistant, she has to go on oath, I guess. She's part of the whole thing. First of all, he told her to say,
be his assistant.
First of all, he told her to say,
she messed up.
You don't know anything about any classified documents. So he told her to lie. That's number one. That's going to get him in trouble. Number two, he would write to-do lists for her for the day. And she'd turn over and it'd be on the back of a classified document. He used it as, you know how we take paper from house and we write on stuff and say, hey, grocery list.
It's like taking a paper documents that we've had, power of attorney form or something. We've had what do you call it when they stamp it?
Right.
Whatever that is. Notarized paperwork. And we turn it over. My mom started doodling her grocery list.
As described by ABC News, the aide Molly Michael told investigators that more than once,
help us,
she received requests or tasks from Trump that were written on the back of note cards. And she later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials. with visible classified markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related matters. So I want you to get me, get some milk, get some eggs and some bread and some bacon. All right. Okay. So you take that. Well,
my to-do list.
Yeah. Don't look on the back, even though it has informants' names that nobody's supposed to know who these people are in other countries, maybe. Oh, cross that out. You don't need to know that guy.
So what? Think about this. If you tied in with this man, you going down with him too.
She quit. That's why she's not going down.
Oh, because she quit. When she started,
she quit because he told her to say, you don't know anything about any classified documents. She said she got up out of there.
I'm not going down for you. Oh my goodness.
When Michael, who was not present for the search, returned to Mar-a-Lago the next day to clean up her office space, she found the documents underneath a drawer organizer and helped transfer them to the FBI that same day. She also took pictures. They believe she's one of the ones that took pictures of the ones that's in the bathroom and stuff. She heard him. She did it because she was like, you're not getting me in trouble.
Click.
She came back. She was like, Claire. You want some bread and butter?
Claire. Maybe press video and play.
And collect the list on the other side.
Record. I quit.
And when the FBI asks you if you know anything about classified documents, I want you to tell them you know nothing. All right, I'll say. Repeat that one more.
Just say now?
Repeat that one more time.
He was probably inside.
Look, her hair. Yeah. Repeat that. Repeat that. I would use my hair.
One of her ribbons.
What did you say again, sir?
Say that again.
I said, and he's such a moron. You don't even have to hide the camera. What did you say, sir? I said,
is this my best side? You got my best side? I said
what I said.
Oh my God.
Like he Nene Leakes on the Atlanta Housewives.
Yes. Oh my God.
Sir, you do realize I'm recording you. I know you're recording me, yes. And I have every right to give you that on the back of that. Ask for my list on the back of that. You know why? They belong to me.
Yes.
That page belongs to me. Those boxes belong to me. You know why? Yeah. Because I said it. I was the president of the United States.
Yes.
And it's what I wanted.
Oh, come on.
Now, go ahead and film that. Oh, sir, gosh. So you're telling me, yes, I said it. All right, sir.
Okay.
Big dummy.
So she's helping with the investigation, right? She's at a place now where she can...
At first, I was thinking, they're never going to convict him.
He actually wrote
He's getting convicted. I'm sorry. I used to believe that he wasn't. Because I was like, yeah, they're not going to convict him because he's too rich. No, I don't believe he'll ever go to jail. I think he'll get on his plane and he'll fly the heck up out of here. Oh. But I do believe he's convicted because you given your secretary a to-do list written on the back of classified
documents. So I don't know. I think he's losing it, but we see him still praying for him.
Right.
Still believe in God.
All right, here we go. Oh, did I show you? You didn't see this. This is just a funny thing. You want to blow it up? I always try to show something funny.
If you can see this though.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it like that.
Hard to see.
Leave it like that, then. Dang, this thing. Okay. So they were praising God. This is a gospel concert. And he got up there and started playing the tambourine. And they threw him off the stage.
Why? I thought it was a healing program. Were saying, I thought they was like, heal, you're healed now.
Y'all better stop rushing these artists at concerts.
Go back. I didn't get it. That little boy.
Man, I think.
My name's Jeff.
They're going, you know it's gospel. Why would you throw somebody off the stage like that?
I really don't understand what just happened. He really threw somebody.
Both of them, it wasn't just one.
My name's Jeff.
That's a man. That's not a kid.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to
The lady looking up at him like, what? Okay.
That's been too much of a security guard.
So he was a security guard that did that?
That was security probably picked him up.
So he gets off from, he don't get blamed for that because he's a security guard.
I don't know.
He could have hurt him.
I think security guards could overreact too.
Break his neck, or he could have hit his head.
Exactly.
Oh,
okay.
That was so stupid.
Now you always want to know who the donkey of the day is.
Yes.
From Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wrote in the last comment when we posted Charlamagne the God's donkey of the day. You guys need to quit posting Charlamagne the God. He's a left fascist and he's all this. I told you they politicize everything. Mm-hmm. This is a stupid donkey of the day. Nobody cares about whether he's a Democrat or a Republican.
Oh my God!
All right.
Okay.
6 university students expelled after disgusting group masturbation celebration video goes viral. Santa Maria University has expelled several students after footage of them went viral this week. The ugly scene in Brazil saw male students from the team sitting on the sideline, okay, watching the women's volleyball team with their pants down to their ankles. After the team won the volleyball championship, these guys decided to storm the court and appear to perform a group masturbation celebration. Half-naked group of students paraded around the gym, touching their genitalia as those in the stands looked on in disgust. The university confirmed the incident originally took place in April, though the footage of the moment went viral over the weekend. The only thing I can think of is this is some kind of pledge.
You think?
For a whole team to sit on the side with their pants down while the women are playing volleyball, then the women win, and then they all 6 guys all get up and storm the floor with their genitalia hanging out, running around the floor. Gotta be a pledge to something. Maybe there's some kind of sports fraternity, and this is in Brazil.
That definitely wouldn't happen here. Do y'all think that would easily happen here?
Yeah, because we have people stupid here, Lenore.
No, if the moment they come out,
how you gonna do all 6 of them running out on? They sitting on the side. They all sitting on the side, and they come out and run the floor with their pants down.
Wow.
Now, how much you want to bet?
Well, I know they'll get
Let's all guess
down later.
Let's guess. TikTok challenge, perhaps? A new TikTok challenge in this country?
Some
No. I'm talking about here.
For them.
Here.
Oh.
Watch this and say, that's a good TikTok challenge. And then the kids in this country start doing the same thing.
I don't even know what would happen. Oh, I know it's going to be some jail time.
Oh, in this country for sure.
What's happening to these guys, I wonder?
Let me see.
Because didn't they get banned or something?
No, they didn't say nothing.
Y'all. I just don't even understand. I told
Attitudes
my sister
like that of medical students at UCina can never be normalized. And they're medical students. So that's the best of the best.
I told my sister, I said, I'm going to be surprised if I see people running down the street naked. And just, because remember back in the day when they would streak, we would call them streakers. Or they'll be naked running across the baseball field. They'll jump out of the stadium.
It said these are future doctors. Future doctors. They belong to a medical school.
In Brazil.
This is Brazil. Wow. I think they were pledging. That's what I was trying to say. The word pledging.
They were in school?
I think that's a pledge. I think that's a fraternity or something. and they were pledging, and I think they had to do that.
I'm trying to understand though, is that considered an insult to the women volleyball players? Because they won.
Right.
So
it's wrong. It took the thing off of them winning, and everybody's looking at y'all running around with your pants down.
This is a women's volleyball team, and they won, and you would think let's give direct, that's all eyes on these ladies as athletes. And
so they got donkey of the day. Jesus. So there you go. All right, y'all. That's it.
I don't even know what to say.
Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family Friendly Jokes. Mm-hmm. The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon. Oh, I said hello. Colleen said hello, right?
Hey,
Colleen says hello, ladies in chat. Don't forget to like. Justice Frost says none of them should ever graduate. We agree.
I don't know how Brazil's law is.
But it must not be against the law there.
They make it slap on the
and
wrist.
I think they was pledging, y'all. That's my opinion.
It's just nasty.
Don't forget to like, comment.
I just feel sorry for the volleyball team ladies.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. What are y'all saying? What Emerald says, have a good night, ladies and mama. All right, y'all.
All right.
Sometimes y'all comments come in late, but good night, y'all, and we see them later.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Good night.